The Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network, show number 327 for Thursday, April 18th.
Does somebody have to be a race fan for us to welcome them?
No.
We
welcome, race fans and everybody else.
And everybody that just likes listening to us.
There we go. There we go. All three of you. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from the Dominator Race Product Studio. Tonight on the show, we'll be speaking with Brandon Hamby, the general manager and marketing director of Flat Rock and Toledo Speedways. We're on that camera up there.
Oh, we're on that camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, let me help you out for a second here. There you go. Now you can do what you're doing.
Okay. There we go. We finally got the lemon, folks, and it's good.
The lemon victory fuel is finally here. So, yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute. Duane Hancock from the Attica Fremont Championship Series will be on a little bit later as well because they're kicking things off this weekend at Attica and Fremont.
And the Injured Drivers Fund.
Yes, we can talk to him about that.
Yeah.
Has he had that auction? I forgot about that.
I think he did.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Okay, we'll talk to Duane about that. Duane Hancock, always fun to talk to there. And possibly a Lorain Raceway Park preview. Initially, we contacted them, and they said, yeah, we're great. And then I haven't heard back.
They were all excited about getting some.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Hopefully, they got my messages. Hopefully, we'll see them at about 7:30 here. If not, we'll say, hey, okay. I'm sure they have a great race season coming up. Yeah, we got the windows open. Hear the plane out there. It's a little warm in here. We're charging in Australia. We're up to 94 in Australia. So thanks to our Australian listeners there. And number 140 in the U.S. That's on the Apple Podcast charts. Thanks to them.
Our folks in Australia, their season is winding down. So stay on top of how your Aussie mates are doing here in the States this summer.
Coming up a little bit later, we will be giving away pizza, Big D's Pizza, courtesy of Big D's. It's the How Many. And there's a lot of things we're going to be giving away tonight. Some of you already put in the hashtag DCR, which we're doing, as we always do. Courtesy of DCR Graphics, we have our Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers. You can win one of these. If you don't win, you can always buy one for $5. He'll mail it to you just for $5, no extra charge there. So, but hashtag DCR to get in the drawing for that sticker. And tonight,
but wait, there's more.
Courtesy of Big D's Pizza, throwing in a couple of tickets to Fremont. So
opening night. If
you want to win that, type hashtag Big D's, just like it's there on the screen. Big DS. No apostrophe. Don't put the apostrophe in there because if you do, it's going to mess things up. Just hashtag Big D's all together. BIGDS. I think I've pretty much spelled that out. In the comments of the Facebook Live or YouTube Live, and you'll be entered to win that pair of tickets courtesy of Big D's, and we'll do that drawing as well as the drawing for the sticker at the end of the program.
And we're still giving away a Big D's Pizza.
Yeah, how many too? Yeah,
how many?
So there's 3 things we're giving away: stickers, tickets, and pizza.
That's going to take half the show, Scott.
You never know what's going to happen. And the how many? I believe we're going to have to spin the Big D's Pizza wheel because quite a few people got that number right last week.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. First, got to mention Freeze Frame Photos. Contact them for all your racing photo needs to Action Shots, or from Action Shots to Victory Lane. They have custom print magnets, cane koozies, tumblers, other gift items. Keeping their photo prices the same, again, for the 14th consecutive year, just $1 for a 4x6. They're doing the Freeze Frame Photo Kids giveaway. I think I saw he only had a couple spots left for that. If you want to sponsor that, $50 for a sponsorship one night, and you'll get announced on the PA system there.
And we know the announcer, so rest assured it'll happen.
He's kind of a, yeah. But the first 50 kids then that come in through the gate will get a free 4x6 photo, courtesy of you and freeze frame photos. So, like I said, spots are going quick if they're not already sold out. Get a hold of Charlie there at 419-407-6994. That is a new number for him. Again, 419-407-6994. That number also will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen here if you're watching us on the live broadcast. Ron Miller Race Cars in Lambertville, Michigan. He's got race cars, race trucks, safety equipment service, trailer fabricating, fixing, pretty much anything a racer needs.
American Racer tires.
You got the tires. Are they in, or do you got to order them?
I've got them.
You need tires?
And I'll have the the Towel City tires for the Oakshade Super Stocks, I believe, tomorrow.
Okay. And you can get a hold of Ron there to claim yours, 734-856-7223. That's 856-RACE.
Yep.
And Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race, opening next Saturday night, the 27th. That's going to be Sportsman, Dominator, Super Stocks, and Compacts. And then the week after that will be the first full show, and pretty much going to be late models joining those three classes all summer long. Oh, there are a few other shows, special shows, such as the birthday race coming up on July 13th. That features the UMPD Dirt Car Summer Nationals, the Summit Racing Modifieds, and Dominator Super Stocks in action that night. Spectacular coming up in September. The full schedule, everything you need to know is on the Oakshade Raceway website, oakshaderaceway.com. And also Dairy Depot and Cafe in Morenci, Michigan. Making that point fund for the champion of the Dominator Super Stocks pay $1,000 this year.
That turns up the heat a little bit, doesn't it, Scott?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. That does turn up the heat just a little bit there. So make sure to follow Oakshade Raceway again on the website or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or I don't know, whatever new social media comes out tomorrow.
John Young is kind of late in the season for that, my friend.
Get a motor.
Ron Miller, I need to bring my car to you so I can get the motor pulled out.
I got a lift. Bring it over here. We'll pull it out here. I don't know what you're going to do with it here, but we can pull it out.
Yeah.
Also got to mention Dominator Race Products, DCR Graphics, Dipman Motorsports, Victory Fuel. Again, as Ron mentioned tonight, just delivered the Lucky Lemon flavor. So this is our first time tasting. It's like lemonade, but not real sour. It's not.
Right,
it's a nice.
I like it.
Yeah. It's got a little kick to it with the lemon, but it's not overwhelming or anything. It's very nice.
When they first introduced it, they said that it would be like the lemon shake-up at the fair. And
is it?
It's kind of like that. Yeah, okay. I like it.
Yeah, very good. And
so
Victory
Fuel. If you want to get lucky, try Lucky Lemon.
Yeah, a lot of tracks going to be carrying that this summer, and a lot of
as well they should
races. We'll talk more about
and if
that
your
later.
track is not, give them a call.
Get a hold of Tanya. Her email address is scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. Let's do our racing roundup to get things started before we talk to Brandon. How about we do that?
Racing roundup.
Get this off the screen here. Attica Raceway Park, Friday night, rained out. Saturday night, not rained out, though. The 410s, Cap Henry getting the win there, and Jimmy McGrath picking up his first ever sprint car win in the 305s.
Yeah, congratulations, Jimmy, on that. That was a fun race to watch.
And then Waynesfield, of course, they got pulled the plug there on Friday due to all the weather, the rain. So that was part of the how many for last week, how many GLSS guys were going to be there. Number was 0.
Yeah.
Did
you watch the Attica race Saturday?
I did not. I could not find it.
Oh, it was there.
Was it there?
Yeah.
Maybe I needed to refresh my guide.
305. Yeah, that's important. 305 sprint car feature. Jamie Miller was heading towards the front. Not sure that he would have made it to Jimmy McGrath, but there was still a choppy spot in kind of coming off.
Didn't they cut the 410 feature
did.
short because of that?
Because of that. There was a choppy spot coming off of turn 4, and Jamie Miller had been hitting that and really launching off of 4. And
using it to his advantage.
yeah, he was, but he must have hit it just a little different. Left front tire hit an infield tractor tire. His car did a massive wheelie, came down hard on the right rear, and heck of a tumble. Fortunately, Jamie walked away. I guess they're in a process of putting a new car together, so he should be ready for tomorrow night.
Well, we hope so. The Kubota High Limit Sprint Car Series in action Friday. Well, they weren't actually. The Texarkana 67 Speedway was rained out Friday night. Saturday, at the dirt track at Texas Motor Speedway, Anthony Macri picking up the win there. Sunday, it was Corey Day at RPM Speedway, and then again, Corey Day picking up the win Tuesday night at Red Dirt Raceway.
Had a pretty good weekend, Scott.
He's had a pretty good couple days.
Yes, he did.
See what I did there? World of Outlaw NAS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. On Friday night, it was David Gravel picking up the win. Saturday, Donnie Schatz, your winner. In World of Outlaw Case Construction Equipment Late Model Series action, Farmer City Friday night, Nick Hoffman. Did you see the finish on that?
I did not.
Very close finish, 0.072 seconds. I thought it was even closer. I didn't even think that Hoffman got it, but yeah, Nick Hoffman picking up the win there Friday night, and then Saturday night, Bobby Pierce muscling his way.
Did they have a photo finish camera or?
I'm not sure. The camera, the replay I saw was kind of like sitting at the exit of turn 4, so it wasn't like a straight, straight view across the start finish line, and Hoffman basically drove off the track down. He used everything he could, and somehow he held on and won. It was a pretty exciting finish there. High Tech Speedway down in Australia on Saturday. It was Brent Kratzman picking up the win in the sprint cars, Zach Pecco in the super sedans, Harry Stewart in speed cars. At Murray Bridge Speedway on Saturday, Joel Heinrich picking up the win in the sprint cars, River Patterson in the junior sedans, Angelo Carusis picking up the win in the Formula 500s. NASCAR action this past weekend, all 3 top series at Texas Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch picking up the win Friday night in the trucks. Sam Mayer, another close finish. You see that in the Xfinity race?
Yeah.
I saw that replay. It was if it was an inch, it was barely.
Well, and NASCAR does have the photo line or the finish line camera, so it gives you some indication.
Even with that, it was still tough to see.
It tells you how much .003 is.
Yeah, so Sam Mayer picking up the win there Saturday. Sunday, it was Chase Elliott picking up the win in a very interesting race.
It was. I don't understand all the cars spinning out. That was.
They were all saying they all used the same word describing the track though. Sketchy.
Maybe that's the new buzzword instead of having character. Yeah,
the track's a little sketchy tonight. Yeah, I don't know. Some other series action. Rusty Schlenk made the trip out to Highland Speedway in Illinois. He picked up his first win of the season out there. Dakota Armstrong claimed the checkers in the 24th running of the Glen Eibel Classic for the 500 Sprint Car Tour on Sunday at Anderson Speedway. And a former guest of the show, Taylor Fern, finished 5th. Jonathan Davenport led all 40 laps Friday night and led all 60 laps on Saturday night to sweep the weekend in the 11th annual Lucas Oil MLRA Spring Nationals at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Another exciting weekend.
Yes, absolutely. And that is it for your racing roundup. And Brandon just emailed me this morning. I'm not sure where he's at. Oh, boy. I know Duane's going to be joining us here in a bit. Maybe we'll just have Duane on first, and everybody else can just come on whenever they get here. What do you think? And last week, we skipped over the news last week. I don't know if anybody noticed. It wasn't until I was uploading the program, I was like, we forgot to do the news.
And we still went hour and a half.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do a little bit of news here. First, let's take care of a little more business. DCR Graphics is your vinyl racing products or graphics provider. They do full wraps, partial wraps, number decals, sponsor decals, any kind of decals, pretty much. DCR is currently running special, and that time is running out to get a car designed, a late model designed, or modified. They're doing that now, too,
right,
for the Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing game, which is scheduled to come out in November. So if you have a car, he can kind of make a copy of it so it's in the game. If you don't have a car, you're just a fan and you want your own race car because you want to play a video game with it, he can design a custom car for you.
Throw a number at him, tell him what you want it to look at and
look like,
and he can make it happen.
And you could do a modified or a late model. Time running out for the modifieds, or the late models, I'm sorry. I believe they're only taking those up through the end of this month, and then it'll just be modifieds he's working on. So
Dean Henry says that Mr. Hamby is still on TV, so I'm sure he'll be along shortly.
Oh, he's busy today. He was on Channel 11 earlier this morning.
Right.
So thanks, Dean, for that update. Where was I? Oh, give Dale a call, or you can text him, 419-308 9523. You can check him out on Facebook, facebook.com/DCR Graphics. And don't forget, you can also get your own window sticker for $5 and slap that on your car, any kind of car, and you'll be part of the Hammer Down Racing Army. We'll report on your finish each and every week.
I just saw that one of our faithful listeners is in the green room. Somebody that's always willing to talk.
Yes. We'll get to Duane first here. Dominator Race Products. They have what you need to be in the winner's circle. Dominator with 30 years of experience to put you out front. Check out their new Ultimate Body Brace Kit that goes along with their body panels. Holds them in place.
Right.
The best body mounting available in addition to those Ultimate Body panels. They also have hood scoops, radiator fan shrouds, hood pins, and pretty much anything you can think of. Order direct from DominatorRaceProducts.com. You can also see everything they have there. You can call them 419-923-6970. And you can also get Dominator Race products from your local reputable race shops, such as Roy Miller Race Cars.
Yeah.
And Victory Fuel, as we were talking about a little bit ago, it's a refreshing natural hydration alternative that replenishes electrolytes and is packed with vitamins, providing a boost for athletes and individuals on the go. And for people that talk on Thursday nights on a show about racing, it's a perfect drink there too, because it doesn't have bad stuff in it for you. I mean, it's
no caffeine.
No caffeine. It's got it's not like an energy drink though. I mean, it's not going to give you that caffeine buzz or whatever, but it's I don't even know how to, it's kind of like,
it's satisfying.
Yeah, it's like not taste wise, but as far as content, it's kind of like a Gatorade-ish, vitamin water-ish kind of thing, where it's got
it's good for
some things that you need, but the taste is more, I don't know, lemony, Lucky Lemon. So check it out. It's going to be available at tracks everywhere. I know, when I was talking to Tanya, I guess sponsoring the AFCS series as well.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Duane will have some of that. You can also order Victory Fuel, though. You can get it online at drinkvictory.com. And if you do get it online, make sure to use discount code DOMINATION or Conley Racing. All one word, Conley Racing, no space. And you can save 10% and help fuel their racing programs. And, this is... She got a shipment in today and says that things have been crazy since, or the past couple months, really. I get a lot of tracks are going to have it in Victory Lane. I know Oakshade, she was saying. Fremont's going to have it.
If you've got any connections with the folks at Attica, have them call, give her an email.
She's working on it. Sandusky, Toledo, maybe they need to have that too. Should we talk to Duane?
Why not?
If Brandon's on TV, let's bring Duane on here. Mr. Hancock, how's it going?
All right, how are you guys tonight?
Hey, pretty good.
We're just kind of playing it off the cuff here. I'm not really sure what's going on, but
I've seen that. I'm glad I started listening early because I was like, oh man.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard back from the Lorain guys, so hopefully they show up in about 11 minutes. And Brandon was supposed to be on 10 minutes ago, but we're going to start off with you in the AFCS.
There you go. Well, you just talking about Victory Fuel, and yeah, we just did that deal. Right now, it won't be in Victory Lane at Attica for the regular shows, but it will be in Victory Lane tomorrow night for the first AFCS weekend and at all AFCS shows. I can tell you that.
Also, I know there's some issues with, some of the tracks or facilities have agreements with like Pepsi products or something.
Right.
So there's kind of some working around that kind of stuff has been an issue there, but very cool. I guess let's start off with what's new with the AFCS for this year. And how many years has this been going on now?
Well, this is year 6.
Okay.
Some new things is some really cool things. A lot more money, and right now a lot more cars. But one of the coolest things I want to say is the Whistle Stop Bar and Grill down in Sonia, Ohio. Andrew and his crew down there, they're big at Eldora Speedway, and it's 7 miles from Eldora, so they get a lot of Eldora traffic. Well, they came on board with the series. We've been working on this for about a year and a half now, and with the Whistle Stop, when the A main's going, or the victory lane, we're going to have the guy pull in, whoever wins the feature, and we're going to have how many cars are in the feature, whether it's 20, 21, 22, or whatever, that many bingo balls in a tub, and he's going to pull out one, and whatever number it is, could be his, could be the one finishing spot, could be 10th, could be 20th, whatever. That driver's going to get an extra $350 every single night. We're going to do this. So that's $350 every single night for the 410s. And the 305s that's going to be called the Whistler of the Night. Then the 305s is going to be called the Draft of the Night because it's a Sure Shot Tap House in Greenville, Ohio, Andrew's other business. And same principle, the A-main winner in Victory Lane is going to pull a bingo ball with a finishing spot, and that 305 driver will get $150 extra. So that's an extra $500 between the two divisions right there.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Smart having the winner draw it. That way that people that don't win get mad at him, not you.
Well, and it's right there live in front of everybody. So, can't be too many cheats or anything like that. I can't get, accused of, stacking the deck or whatever. And then another big addition this year, that one's going to be open to anybody. Now we're going to have a members only thing this year too, from McIntyre Retirement Services out of Perrysburg, Ohio, new to the series. So what we're going to do right now, we have 22 AFCS 410 members and 21 305 members, and they have till hot laps tomorrow to sign up. I know there's 3 or 4 cars that haven't signed up, so it's our biggest 410 field. 17's been our biggest before, and 24 has been our biggest 305, and I think we'll surpass that in 305s, and I think we'll get another 410 or 2. But anyways, back to this McIntyre deal. Before the races, it's going to be sometime during pill draw or somewhere there in that time. I'm going to have how many members there is. Every member's got a number on how they signed up. So the first number, the guy that signed up's 1. TJ Michael's the last 410. So right now he's number 22. Well, I'm going to pull a bingo ball out, and whatever number that is, and I go down the AFCS member chart. 410 member will get $150 every night. 305 member will get $100 every night. And that's an AFCS only deal. Thanks to McIntyre Retirement Services of Perrysburg, Ohio. So that's 2 new things. Wow. Then we got another new 410 thing.
But wait, there's more.
It's like the AFCS lottery.
It is. Tri-County renovation at Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Had to think about that for a minute. Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Mike Lutz that used to race. Well, his son's going to be racing with us this year full time from Mercer, PA. Well, he's going to do $50 a night for 410s, lucky pill draw. So same deal. I'm going to have 75 bingo balls in a thing. I pull a number before pill draw starts. Whatever that number is, if somebody draws that number, they get $50, or whoever is the closest without going over will get $50. So $50 will be given away every single night. So yeah, we have between the two, another thing, keep going on here. Thanks to Ash Automotive in the 410s repair center in Fremont, Ohio, owned by Rich Farmer. Thanks to them. The 410s will pay the top 15 in points this year. And then I got a handful of people like Real Geese Decoys and a few other that kicked in. That's going to now make the 305s pay the top 15 in points. We've always paid the top 10. So for our point series, right now, $49,050 for a 20 race series between the two combined in points. Every single show, we're giving away at least $400 extra in cash bonuses to the 305s, $800 extra to the 410s every show in cash bonuses through these drawings and stuff.
Wow.
Sounds like the fans should see some great racing this year.
Yeah, I mean, we have a solid field. Like I said, 22 members, and I know a few of them might not hit every show, but I think solid 18 to 19's talking about it, or at least 16 to 18. And we got some, people that's never been with us, and some people that's been with us come back, and we have some 305 guys moving up. And already tomorrow night, I talked about that $73,000 we got already this year. And already tomorrow night, Ballman Auto Group. It's Ballman Auto Night. They're one of our biggest supporters. They do great things during Ballman Night. So the highest finishing AFCS member in the 410 A main tomorrow night gets $1,000 extra, whether that be first, second, third, 10th, whatever. They get an extra $1,000. And then B-Fins Design, they're giving away a unique deal for the rookies. The top finishing rookie in both the 305s and 410s is going to get $50 extra. But if that person happens to be in the top 5 of the A main, he's doubling it, making $100 extra.
Wow.
So in order to be eligible for the point fund, do they have to be members?
Yes.
Then? And can they
Correct.
sign up later? If they sign up after, they don't get points obviously for this weekend, but say they want to sign up next week, can they still do that? They'll just be one race short.
No.
So they have to be signed up by tomorrow at Hot Laps to be eligible for the point fund.
Yes, and I've had people Venmo me and stuff. I've had some people in the last few years. That the reason that is we all know racers. So the first year I didn't have a rule in there, and I had a guy run the first 4 shows. He would be second in points if he would have joined. He's like, well, there's no rule saying I can't join now, and I should be second in points, and blah, blah, blah. So long story short, I made a rule. There's no exceptions. If you're not signed up before Hot Laps, sorry.
Gotcha. So how can people get a hold of you then to get signed up before tomorrow?
Message either our Facebook page, Twitter page, AFCS Sprints on Facebook or Twitter, Duane Hancock, Facebook or Twitter, which we've had more pre-entries, or at track. I'll be set up at the track either right beside the pit tower or in the pit tower, and it'll be getting announced over to the pit tower all night long too before Hot Laps. So then I'll be there at the sticker packets for the people that already signed up. And yeah, it's worked out good. And usually I only have 3 or 4 people seriously signed up before opening night. So usually I'm signing up 40, 50 cars on opening night. I already have 43 cars signed up. So hopefully this will be a cakewalk tomorrow. You'd think after 6 years that maybe I'd figure that out.
Maybe. So what does the champion in each class get this year? The points champion, at least.
So 10,000 for the 410s, 3,000 for the 305s. So yeah, it's a pretty good fund. And like I said, it's 35,000 for the 410s total. And I got it right here. I knew I had my notes somewhere. So 10,000 for the 410s, 5,000 for second, 3,200 for third, 2,600 for fourth, 2,300 for fifth, and 1,000 for 15th.
Wow.
305s, 3,000 to win the points, 1,500 for second, 1,200 for third, 1,000 for fourth, 850 for fifth, 500 for 15th. And there's it goes up every spot except for 14th and 15th, and the 305s pays the same right now. So yeah, I mean, it's our biggest year, our most cars, our biggest points fund, paying the top 15, all kind of extra bonuses with some neat things. When we started this deal, when I got asked to do this, I wanted to do my twist to it. Been able to for the last 5 years. So hopefully that continues. Yeah, we are a points fund, but obviously we got $24,000. Well, you count the 1,000 extra, so we're at 25,000. And I already know, hasn't been released, but I already know we got $13,500 in bonuses for next weekend. So we're already at $26,000 in bonuses for the season, and I already know some more that's coming throughout the season. So we could well surpass $30,000 in bonuses throughout the season, and I won't do it if we can't do that. I mean, it can be a points fund all at once. I know when this deal started years ago under a different label, that's all it was, and that disappeared because it got stale, and everybody said that it got stale. And I didn't even know about this deal 5 years. Well, it'd be 6 years ago. There was a banquet. My name got passed around. I already had $10,000 in sponsors before I said yes. But I said, I ain't saying yes until we agree to some terms, we're not giving it all in points funds. We're going to do some bonuses. We're going to keep this thing exciting. And in my mind, obviously it's worked. Every year, our points fund has grown. Every year, our bonus money has grown, and our cars members have been bigger and bigger. So, we've passed out over $360,000 in 5 years just as a add-on. That ain't counting what the track, the purses, isn't that? That's just add-on money. And this year we're already at 75,000, which we could pass 85,000 just this year. So something must be working.
Do you have last year's champions? Are they members this year?
Yes. Cap Henry's back. Paul Weaver's won the last 4 305 championships. So they're gunning for him. We got a strong field. And we have some of our 410 members. We can go over some of that. Cap Henry, but we got Cale Thomas this year. He's raced different things out on the road. So we got him this year new. Bryce Lucius, the National 410 Rookie of the Year last year for the whole United States. He's back with us. Some new people. I mentioned Michael Lutz from Pennsylvania is going to be here. We got Brian Smith back. We got Sean Rahal. He was racing fast in that last year. He's with us. Cody Brewer's moved up from the 305s. Jordan Ryan has never chased points with us. We have him. We have Tyler Street back. Dan McCarron. He was only going to run part of the schedule. I know he's added, it sounds like a few more races with maybe the chance of running all the races now. Then we got Cap Henry, Tyler Gunn, Chris Andrews, Stuart Brubaker, Travis Philo, Trey Jacobs is back. Zeph Sable, DJ Foose, a 2-time champ of the series, got hurt last year right away at the beginning of the season, was out most season. He's back. Jerry Doms, one of the lowest budget racers you'll find on 410. He's back with us this year. Luke Griffith, just it was a surprise. I was surprised. Luke messaged me and said, "Hey, how do I sign up for the 410s?" I'm like, okay. He goes, well, he says, I'm in the Capitized 12, and I kind of broke that news. I wouldn't even know if I was supposed to, but he sent me a picture and says, release it. So I did, and I found out that 3/4 of the world did not even know that. And so we got Luke Griffith, he raced our 305s, moved up 360s, and now he's in 410s. Another one that was in our 305s, raced 360s last year, Mike Keegan signed up.
Right.
We got Jeffrey Newbert, the 90 car. He just signed up with us, and we just got TJ Michael yesterday. He's ran with us a lot. The Prosser cars ran, many places, and I know they're signing on and planning on running the majority of the shows, because it's one thing when this deal is to help keep sprint car racing solid in our area and help obviously Attica and Fremont, but it's also for this region. You can't step on people's toes and run against the Outlaws and all that stuff. And we're very good. I mean, we do race against the high limit show at Portsmouth, but I talked to our guys from last year, and not a one said they wanted to go down there. So
I meant to ask you, has the demise of the All-Star Series, has that affected things either positively or negatively for your series?
I think it's affected it positively for us. Something had to, there's a big gap. I'm not saying we're filling that gap 100%, but obviously we got more money and we got more cars, and and it's a 20 race deal. You can race our deal and still race every big show.
40 races, actually, if you include the 305s.
Yes, that's right. That's true. 20 nights. How about that?
Okay, there you go.
You can race our 20 nights, race up to, I think, 43 or 44 shows. I counted big paying shows in Ohio, 4,000 or more, and race the 41 or 42 plus ours, and you can race for over $2 million. You can run our series and still go race all those series or all those tracks, the Sharon, the Lou Blaney race, the Outlaws at Atomic, stuff like that. Wayne County, the Jacobs Memorial. You can race all those and still race our series for a $10,000, winners points fund and a $35,000 point fund total for 20 races. And you still go race all these other shows, all the shows at Eldora, Kings Royal, Let's Race 2. So
no major conflicts or anything for some big paying shows.
Nope. The only two, like I said, the only time in the state of Ohio is the Portsmouth High Limit show.
Is that track still underwater?
It might be.
It may take until that race to dry out.
That's the one they can't pump out. Duane, do you think the economy is playing into this? The guys can stay closer to home and still race for some very good money?
I hope so. And I mean, in our tracks, Attica and Fremont, they stepped it up. I mean, especially for the 410s, they added to each division a little bit, and they added to the B main and everything, but the 410s is paying at least $4,000 to win and at least $400 start every show. That's huge because, now you're talking, $15,000 and some dollars plus is $150 if you don't make the A main, which it used to be, I think 75, maybe 100, right. And, they up the late models and modifieds or 305s too. So, these tracks stepped up. Fremont, same deal, 4,000 to win, at least 400 to start every show, 305s, added some money there and for the B mains and stuff too, tow money and that. So, these tracks, that's number one. That's helped out a lot because, as you said, the economy, they can race our shows for at least 400 start, 4,000 to win. Then you have this points fund, which, like I said, 20 races, we're passing out $70-some thousand. I mean, to me, it's finally making sense. Everybody's working together, and you don't have to travel far. And if you want to, we got those weekends off where you can. If not, you can still race at Attica and Fremont, running for their points because each one of them's paying $10,000 to win for the 410s, and the 305 points are paying very strong at both tracks this year. So that's kind of the whole idea. I mean, you can station right here in Fremont in this area and race for big money all year long where you can afford to do it. That's what's kind of took up the gap because, like I said, the All-Stars left, and I'm honestly, not just because I'm part of the AFCS, but our area, our region, Attica and Fremont, from what I've seen, out of all the areas, stepped up their game to make this where you should race.
That's why a lot of guys from California head here.
Yes, Caleb Henry right now is stationed in Fremont, Ohio, in the 101 car. I don't know if he's going to join us. I know he has some races. We have some other names that could pop up. I know some of them's going to race off and on, but I've heard from Skylar G, Emerson Axum at times. Schaefer runs some of our shows. Greg Wilson told me he's going to run some of them, not all of them. So, you're going to get names like that coming in that's not points members that it's going to come race good shows. It's going to be like all-star shows, just with a few guys missing, in all seriousness.
I wanted to bounce an idea I had off of you here.
Oh, yeah. Boy.
For your series. Any thoughts to a AFMCS? You know what the M stands for then, right?
The late models?
No. Apparently it's Millstream.
Oh, yeah, Millstream, yeah. Well,
any chance at some point in the future have a 3-track series if they stay Sunday nights, or would that be, or is that going to make your what hair you have left all fall out with the stress.
Well, see, there's not much up there. So. Oh, I mean, if the drivers and sponsors was, in it, yeah, I mean, you never know.
It's not something you'd be against. It's something you're open to.
Oh, without a doubt. Okay. I mean, I've actually had some people talk about, asking me about doing some independent races when, we're off, or when Attica's off and Fremont's off, or before the season or after the season, at a few places with either 305s, or one's actually asked about 410. So, I wouldn't even be against doing some independent stuff, so, you never know what could happen. And like I said, it's crazy. It really is. This thing's blowed up so big that, literally the last 2 weeks, I get home from work about 6:30, and I've been working till midnight or after every single night, just because it's blowed up that big. And then we have people like Victory Fuel, I get people calling me now instead of me calling them, and that's great to me.
Dean wants to know, what about Zane DeVault? Is he a member yet?
No, I know they're racing fast full time.
Okay, that's right.
I know they'll be at some of our shows for sure, but I know they're going for the fast title as of right now. So as of right now, no.
Is there any particular event this year, as far as the AFCS goes, that you're looking forward to a little more than maybe all the rest, or no? Are they kind of all your baby?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Okay. And that's the thing. Yes, it's a thing with Attica and Fremont for points fun. But like I said, we've done a lot of different things. And if people haven't paid attention to the series, if they don't know, we're more than just points fun. And all of them really. I mean, I love opening night because I'm kind of excited to see. I still think we're going to land somebody. We got a lot of great guys, but like I said, there's some names floating out there that's raced all over. I think maybe we'll still land one of those guys. We'll see for the season, but I don't know. You never know. But all of them, I'm excited because, like I said, Attica and Fremont has an excellent purse. We have an excellent, and they all of them. I do. I treat them all the same. I just like them. I don't know, Ballman's, we got that bonus money. We do some different things throughout the season with different sponsors. I know some things that are coming up. So I just think it's unique as we come up with different things. I'm excited for the deal in Victory Lane, too, with the Sure Shot Tap House and the whistle stop of you're handing somebody $350 extra bucks or $150 by just pulling, finishing spot. I mean, some stuff like that adds flair. That keeps, gives the little guy just as big as chance as a big guy to win. And that's why we did one with members only, too, because that one's open to anybody. We got members paying a membership. To me, if you're paying a membership, you should get some special awards, too. So we're going to hand a 410 driver and a 305 driver $150 and $100 each night, a member, just for showing up, in the lucky pill draw to start their night, which, hopefully it'll pay for their pit passes or, their fuel for a night or something like that.
Don't forget the Fremont trucks on the nights that you're there.
Oh. Right?
Those guys could would feel like the redheaded stepchild.
I know it. And, I'm not against that at all. I've done some things. People contact me and says, hey, will you do stuff for the trucks? Oh yeah, 100%.
Has Corey talked to you about maybe teaming up with his Showdown series?
Not really. He hasn't. I know he's got a lot of people to help him, and he's got a huge deal with that already. I mean, and I know they do a good job. And I mean, Corey and I have talked. We went to some hockey games together this winter and such, and
imagine that.
Maybe had a few beverages together, and
imagine that.
Maybe hung out in Toledo way too late afterwards a few times, where I need to get a motel.
Imagine that. Oh my.
So, but no, I mean, we have a lot of mad respect for each other. He's told me that he loves what I do, and I love what he does with that deal. So. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be against helping him, but I mean, I think he does a great job already. So I think he's got it handled, and with his crew there, and I think that'll keep growing too.
Okay. We got some Hammer Down hotline texts that we're going to address before we get that, which kind of leads into it. I had one last question here.
Sure.
On race night, what is your role at each track? I mean, what are you doing? Are you kind of everywhere that night, or what is your role?
Well, for the last 5 years, yeah, I've been everywhere. I've been at every driver's meeting. I've been in the tower every race. The last 2 years at Fremont, I was on the radio. Ron might remember that, speaking of trucks. I may have made somebody upset one night at trucks, but I
How'd
don't
that
feel
happen?
bad.
I want to more know.
Family member.
Yeah. But I made a few sprint car guys upset too. So, but no, I've been all over and I've helped. I mean, I've ran the pit tower before one night. I fit in, and that's the way I see it. I mean, yes, this is between Attica and Fremont. It's points fun, but then I've added this twist of bonuses, and I told them if we can't do some of this during the season, I mean, just points fun's cool, but you got to keep it fresh, keep fans involved, because the whole idea is to get more fans in the stands, and cars is a sport place. And if you just do, okay, we could have put 73,000 in points fund, but what does that do all season? I mean, you got to have some promotions in there to me to add flavor. And I think that's why I have people calling me now. I mean, our sponsors, we got 40 some sponsors, 95% of them are renewal with an email or a text, or some just say, hey, send me a bill. And then all the new ones call me. All seriousness, I haven't had to. It's a great problem to have. I've been very blessed, but I don't have to go knock on doors. They're knocking on mine, which to me is kind of unheard of in this day and age.
That's impressive.
You're well established.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, I run around. I look at it as, yes, I'm helping the tracks, but I bring the team side. I helped Chad Wilson for 7 years. I helped other teams since I've been 14 years old. So I know what it's like to be on the road and with a team and how much it costs and that. So I kind of look as myself kind of as a rep in between too, because we all know how races are. They're mad at the track. They're mad at this. And, at Fremont, we had an incident a couple of years ago where a couple of drivers got in a fight. And the track came to me, says, will you go with us? We're going to suspend this guy. I said, yeah, I mean, 100%. I've been present for all that. And I told him, hey, here's why the track's doing this. It just seems like if you have a neutral party in there, it helps everybody, because I've had people mad for such situations that come approach me instead of going up and yelling at the track officials. They'll ask me, hey, what's your take? And I'll go up there, but don't be, you're going to get a lot better if you do this calmly instead of how you're acting right now, so.
Kind of an intermediary.
Yes, exactly. And I like working with both places. We got, new help or new people in charge of both tracks. So hopefully everything stays the same. That's been the same for 5 years, because it's a formula that's really worked. And I've been everywhere. Like I said, I've been in every driver's meeting, in the tower, every race, except for when I worked pit tower at Attica a couple of times. 2 of our shows, I think, in the last 5 years, the pit tower person couldn't make it. So I'm not afraid to jump in anywhere. And to me, that's part of this deal. Yes, it's getting money, helping the drivers and that, but it's also the tracks. That's kind of what the whole deal is, to keep the attendance strong with fans and cars. And I think what we do does that, because I get fans, I think a lot of that, because we get people that add, if you look at all the bonuses throughout the years, we've had people add, well, what does it take? A fan in the stands, or somebody's got a business that man, I don't have $1,000 or $500. Hey, if you want to give a couple $100, we'll figure out a way to do it. We usually do it unique. And then everybody thinks it's cool. And it's kind of like the, Jones's deal. Well, hey, he did it, I'm going to do it. Or, keeping up with the neighbor type thing. We get
snowball
that a lot.
Effect.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, that, to me, that's all part of it. Keeps the fans coming, the cars coming, and keeps both tracks strong.
Okay, well, we got a couple of text messages here. Are you ready to address these?
Sure.
I'll read them to you here. But first, I want to mention if you want to call or text the Hammer Down hotline, feel free to do so anytime, day or night. You can even do like we're doing tonight. Send in a text for our guest. Number's 419-318-3081. Call or text anytime, day or night. If you do it now, it's too late for tonight, but for next week's show, it's right there for you. So we got this text, and I to be honest, I don't know the background behind both of these texts, but you did say you would be willing to address it. So the first text is with Fremont Speedway publicly stating that the AFCS is nothing more than a points fund with no authority over rules or competition. How does this affect Duane in his role with the series? And does it?
I don't think so. I mean, we kind of covered just the more than a points fund thing, I think, already. Because like I said, we got $26,000 or $7,000 besides the points fund. I don't know. I know I've talked to Rich a lot. We haven't had any issues or anything. I know he likes doing things.
This is the first time for him or for you guys running with AFCS?
Yes, 100%. I know he's talked to me what he likes, and he knows that I'm not a fan of the new format and having two different formats, but that's part of it. I mean, and it's his track, so it's his track, and he can do what he wants 100%. And I have no problem with that. And for as far as I know, he has no problem with what I'm doing. I know we talked about the tower and stuff before, and it don't sound like I'll be up there at all this year for that. But I definitely need to get up there and get results because, we do a hard charger that gets paid at the track afterwards. And while the drivers are still there and this finishing deal, I'm going to need to figure out who that is right away and get them paid. So I have to get up there and get results and stuff. And I have no problem if they have very capable help up there. I know Mike Linder's going to run all the race day stuff and all that. And I have no problem with that. I've been up there the last couple of years doing that. And if there's less stuff that I got to do and I can focus passing out stuff, as long as I can do what I can do, need to do, I have no issues whatsoever with that.
Okay. We got one more message for you here, and then we got to move on to Brandon Hamby, who is on the phone here. The other message, and I don't know what you tell me what's going on here. Why did Fremont decide to change procedures for this year for the series when last year the procedures were the same at both tracks? What has changed? What's different, I guess?
Rich wanted to do something different. He wanted to try something different, so it's different at each place. I mean, it was a different format at each track for the first few years, and it got some people confused as far as drivers, and each track was getting yelled at. They're like, well, how come we did that at Fremont? How come we did this at Attica? And so both tracks agreed. We used to have off-season meetings with both tracks and myself and talk about, okay, what can we do? And then that was, okay, this will help both places have less of a hassle if we just do the same format. And Rich told me right away, he's like, nope, I'm doing something different. I want to be different. and
he'll tell you straight up what's on his mind. And
and I looked at format. I'm a little confused about exactly how the average point thing is going to work, but Pennsylvania does it and they're successful. I mean, so I don't think there's anything wrong with being different. As far as if you want to, I mean, for the series, it's going to be different because usually that's one thing I used to help do at different times. If they're okay, who's transferred, who's in the redraw and stuff like that, or who's eligible, and I have no clue how that works at Fremont right now, and which ain't a problem, I think he just wants to be different than what you can go see on Friday night. He wants, that pizzazz or that, I just seen the same procedure on Friday night. I don't want it to get stale on Saturday night, so we're going to do something different. I mean, I know that's his approach, and I mean, hey, it's never been done of what he's doing around here. With the average points deal and stuff. So, and that keeps cars. It's on his part. It's keeping cars there. And I don't know exactly, which that's what our series does too, is that it's supposed to help keep cars back in Fremont. So his format's making that happen at Fremont, where if you leave, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I read it. I was confused. I had a lot of teams call me saying,
so Saturday could be interesting.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams are confused how it works. They asked me because they wanted me to explain it to them. I'm like, well, you're asking the wrong guy because I have no clue how it works. Said I've read it, and I don't think it's any different than what they're doing in Central Pennsylvania. And I mean, that's been successful for years, but I don't know. And I know it's basically so last week's winner can't always start up front. As well, or like the top dog can't start on the pole every week. I mean, how many tracks do you go to and you see the top guy starting on the pole every week, and lead every lap? But I could think of a few instances, but I won't, because then I'd be picking on a track and a few drivers, and I ain't going to do that. But they're not sprint car related. It seems like there's a couple guys that always drove the pole at a couple places, and
I know how that goes.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that, Yeah,
and then they get the track just likes them. Yep. That's why they always get
100%. Yeah.
All right, Duane, we got to get going here, but one last question for you: who's going to be the champs in each class this year?
Oh, geez, make me pick favorites, huh? Well, I mean, Cap Henry won last year. Obviously, he's strong, but DJ Foose has got 2 titles now. I don't know. I think we might have somebody different. I mean, DJ's gonna be tough. Cap's gonna be tough. But we have a lot of drivers this year. A lot of strong drivers. I think it's gonna be like it was when Buddy and them was there. It came down to 2 points on the last couple laps. When Buddy and Cap the 1 year. And Weaver's won the last 4, 305. So how can you pick against him when he's won 4 of the 5? But don't get me wrong, I do. I love all of our guys. This is like a family. It really is. I mean, this is really like family. So, Weaver, I know some guys are gunning for him, but those are 2 guys to beat. I mean, without a doubt, they have no intentions of slowing down. But it'd be cool, to see, some of these guys give them a run. I think they will. I think it's going to be probably the tightest point battle we've ever had. So hopefully, anyways, that makes it exciting and makes me look like a genius when really I'm not.
All right, Duane, the AFCS, that kicks off this weekend. Hopefully Mother Nature cooperates tomorrow night at Attica. And if drivers out there are not a member yet, they have until hot laps tomorrow to get in for all that good stuff you got going on there. And then Saturday night, Fremont Speedway. So 20 shows. This is the first weekend, 20 weekends. Good luck this year, and interesting to see how things work out at Fremont.
Yeah, appreciate it. Oh, I think it's going to be great. I mean, I think we're going to be both tracks got new dirt. I think they're both revitalized. I think it's obvious by our car counts or our member count and our points fund, or our money. It's the most money we've ever started out with, and most cars. So that tells you everybody's doing something right, I think.
There you go.
It's a big team. It really is. And I've always told people I get all the credit for this, but if you take one spoke out of the wheel, we have nothing. If you don't have the tracks, the sponsors, the teams, I'm just the idiot that puts it, the wheel together and looks like the genius, where if it wasn't for everybody, this would be nothing, because it's all sponsor driven, 100%.
Awesome. Well, good luck, Duane. Always a pleasure talking to you. And again, hashtag Big D's in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live for a chance to win tickets to Fremont that you can use on Saturday.
Right.
Yes.
So there you go.
Packed stands.
There you go. All right. We'll see you, Duane.
Yep. Thanks.
Yep.
See you Saturday, Duane.
There you go. Duane Hancock from the AFCS series with the preview there for them. And hopefully we still have Brandon Hamby on the phone, who was busier earlier. Brandon, are you there?
I am here.
All right. Thanks for hanging out there. We heard that you were on TV earlier, and that's, I guess.
It has been a frantic day, my friend. It has been a frantic day. I apologize for the delay, but there was a issue with the ice machine, so I had to run over there while the technician was fixing that. So as soon as I got done with that, I ran back because I knew what time it was. So,
gotcha. Well, we appreciate the time here. We won't keep you too long. I know you're busy getting ready for the opener this weekend there at Toledo. How are things looking for this, other than the ice machine, for this weekend's Rally Beal Classic?
Yeah, I mean, everything is looking quite opposite to what the ice machine was looking like an hour ago. We're really pumped for both Toledo and Flat Rock Speedway. The schedules, this is all new to me, and it was eye-opening to see what all goes into not only opening up a racetrack on race day, but to get ready for a season in the off season. And that's one thing I've always been corrected on. There is no off season. So we were able to add an event at Toledo, which was a really lofty goal of mine. So now we have a total of 8 races at Toledo, and we're running weekly at Flat Rock.
And usually, for the past 3 or 4 years, we've been talking to Scott Schultz. How long have you been involved with Toledo and Flat Rock Speedways, and what has been your role in the past, and how did you get up to GM and marketing director?
So I came on full time last year and studied under Scott. My experience before that, I was not from the area. I didn't grow up at the tracks. I didn't, have a position at the tracks beforehand. I was actually working with the NRA Sprint Invaders, based out of Lima, Ohio.
Sure.
And then I was going to school at the University of Northwestern Ohio, getting a business administration degree. So just a combination of those two. One of my professors was familiar with the tracks, and he helped me get the guidelines and helped me get the interview. And ever since then, it's been, I hate to make this joke, but it's been pedal to the metal.
I'll bet.
So you got a dirt racing background there with the Sprint Invaders then?
Yep, that is correct. I was with the NRA Sprint Invaders with Ron Hammond for the entirety of the 2022 season.
Did Scott Schultz convert you to an asphalt guy, or have you just converted to an asphalt guy out of this is my job now?
So at the end of the day, no matter what, it's racing, and I love racing. And if I have the chance to go, see a dirt race on a Saturday night, then I'm going to go do that too. I don't have a favorite, but I guess since this one is my new home, I'll have to say it's Flat Rock and Toledo for now.
Well, Scott had been there an awful lot of years, so yeah, you've got a lot of catching up to do.
The shoes are massive to fill. There's no doubt about it.
So some of the big shows coming up at Toledo. Let's talk Toledo first. Toledo Speedway, of course, this weekend, the Rally Beal Classic with the USAC Silver Crown Series. Usually this race is held, isn't it, August?
Well, this is kind of like, Scott, this is kind of like starting the season with the Daytona 500. This is a big deal race.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, what went into starting off the season with the Rally Beal Classic for this year?
It honestly just started with an idea, and I called Kurt from USAC, and we started just spitballing, and it gained a lot of momentum, and we mentioned hosting an open practice, which we are having tomorrow from 4 to 8, which we're expecting all 23 entries to be there, and you getting a rain date with USAC is a bonus, so all these things worked in the right direction, and it was like the Silver Crown Series opening race, Toledo Speedway's opening race. There was very few things that were saying, let's not change this. So it was, after, weeks and weeks of talking with Spridge, it was, let's try it.
Nice. And some other, you have the National Compact Touring Series along with the Ohio Wheelman Series again this year. I believe this is the second year for that. You have the Open Wheel Special 500 Sprint Car plus Midwest Modified Tour coming. The CRA Jegs Late Models and Vors Compact Touring Series. Of course, the Glass City 200 in September. And then wrapping things up with the ARCA Menard Series finale. Is this the third year for that or second year that has been the finale?
I believe it's the third year.
Third year. So is this going to be a permanent thing then with the ARCA Menard Series wrapping up their season at Toledo Speedway?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has enjoyed it. I mean, it's a really good location for Menards. It's the home base for Toledo or for ARCA. Mm-hmm. And obviously Ron has a lot of connections with the track. He owns the track. It's previous owner of ARCA. So, everything is aligned. And then we got a really awesome entitlement sponsor for the race this year with Owens Corning, who is one of the largest employers in Toledo. So, everything, again, that's one event where everything is moving in the right direction. And, I could see that as a mainstay for years to come.
And when we've talked to Scott in the past, he said that Toledo Speedway is always is just a special events track as opposed to Flat Rock, where it's a weekly show. These are some pretty big shows. Is there one special event that you're looking forward to more than the other?
Whichever one's the closest. I mean, we're always trying to, put the best product out there for our drivers, for our fans, for our staff. It's, I can't play favorites on an event that is, 3 months away when we have so many to execute this month and next month. So it's, we learn from every race and, try to make it each one better. And, that's what makes me look forward to each race is, what have we done better and how can we improve this? So I know it's probably not the most exciting answer, but I'm looking forward to every single race this year.
Have you had people come to you and that have the factory stock guys, they want to race more. Everybody wants to race more, obviously. Have you had a lot of that feedback? Or how come we can't get more races, race weekly or anything? What do you tell those guys?
Well, I'm always going to take the time to listen and hear what our drivers have to say. And, you can't just have a knee-jerk reaction and promise the world.
Yeah.
So you always have to evaluate, how do we do this? How do we, plan for it? Can we do it this year? Can we do it next year? The list goes on and on. So, some of the cool things is we did expand like the factory stock division per chance. And, we added a specialty race for our figure eight division. And, we added races for each division. And then even our outlaw super late models, we added one race. So, you take the input and, I get a lot of it from a lot of different drivers. Each one of them has different opinions and different ideas. So, you can't
never make everybody happy.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's always just evaluating each one and, seeing how each one can fit in.
Well, let's talk about Flat Rock then. Flat Rock set to open Saturday, May 4th with the late models, street stocks, figure eight, and the factory stock 500 series. Is that one of the things that have come out of these conversations? And what is the factory stock 500 series all about?
Yeah, so the factory stock 500 series is one of the larger changes we made this off season. And that one kind of sprouted from an internal conversation. But we had our enduros and we had our factory stock division. Mm-hmm. Both are the same car with the same rules. And, we're thinking all these guys want to race. And, if we could merge this could turn into something cool. And so that's what we did. We merged the factory stocks and the enduros. The enduros used to be 250 laps and we had 4 a year. Mm-hmm. But now we have the factory stock 500 division, which is 5 100-lap enduro style races. So that's going to get drivers from both divisions all on the track at the same time. And, we're going to highlight that opening day at Flat Rock. So very rarely do we have 4 divisions running on a night, but we're sure we're going to do it on opening night.
Speaking of opening night, I know in the past, at least the past few years, the start times have been
Move forward a little.
Yeah, move forward for the first few races at Flat Rock. Is that going to be the case this year? What are the gate and race times for the first few shows at Flat Rock?
Yeah, so we are going to continue that trend where the race times are going to start at 4 p.m.
Okay.
for both the May 4th opening night and then May 11th, which is the following Saturday.
Gotcha. Any Star Wars themed activities for the Fremont opener on May the 4th?
Well,
Flat Rock.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said we haven't thought about it.
Okay. Might be some copyright if Disney owns that. They may not be happy unless you pay them or something.
Yeah, we couldn't throw Star Wars around without infringing on some sort of branding or copyright. So you never know. Maybe the feature winners will get a toy lightsaber or something.
Nice. Some other series coming to Flat Rock this year. You got the ARCA Menard Series East again, the 150 coming up on May 18th. That's the second year for that. The Joy Fair 100. What else do we got here? We got the 350 Outlaw Super Modified Series on June 1st, the CRA Jig Super Series, Stan U 150 on July 27th, and the National Compact Touring Series there on August 3rd. So you got some special events sprinkled in throughout the season at Flat Rock, to go along with your regular shows there, right?
Yeah, I mean, those shows are really exciting, but I think, our weekly series are just as exciting. Our street stock division has sprouted and grown, and it's one of the most competitive divisions I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that just because it's the division that races at Flat Rock. It's the street stocks are just so close. And then, I really like to highlight a lot of our local guys too, because they're the superstars that, bust their butt to get there every week. And it's cool to pair them with some of the traveling series that you never know what names will pop up or roll through the pit gate. And then it's cool to see a variety of cars too, like having a super modified on a quarter mile it's going to be really fast and really fun. Yeah. So everything is just, really exciting moving into this year. Can you tell I'm a race fan?
Brandon, Flat Rock for years has had a history of the same families racing just year after year. And it seems like this year's not going to be any different.
No, we've got pretty much all of the drivers that raced last year have, committed to this year. Many of the multi-generational, family members.
And that's what I was talking about. You've got kids whose dad and grandparents raced there. Just a huge amount of history.
It makes me feel old from when I used to go there, and the same names are there, but they're different people now.
It's crazy. When I was putting together the souvenir program this year, and that's how Scott was able to track all of the feature wins throughout, his over 40 years at the track. And, you don't even realize there are multiple generations until you realize, oh, well, that last name looks familiar. And then next time that you talk to somebody, it turns out, oh yeah, that's that person's dad. So it's, we're just like any other short track. It's a family affair in all departments.
Back to Toledo Speedway. I know there were some issues last year with the car counts for the late model sportsmen. Has there been any talk or any movement to try and rectify that? And have you heard anything as far as if there's going to be more cars in that class this year?
Yeah, so we did increase the weekly purse for that class.
Okay.
That was through the sponsorship by Andy Salenbean, and shifting around some pay structure from the point fund, and that's the one direction that we're hoping that we're getting. I've talked to a few guys that had some cars sitting around that they're going to be bringing out. So this is going to be one of those years where we're hoping that we see an uptick in that division. But those are a few things that we're trying to bring some people out for that division.
Cool. And speaking of that, any payout changes in any of the other classes, and on top of that, ticket prices, has there been an increase in those for either general admission or pit passes?
I mean, no, for the most part, pricing has stayed the same across board. This was the first off season that we didn't get, drastic price increases by, some of the costs that coincide with running a business. So, we didn't want to, continue that trend coming out of the pandemic. So we kept everything the same.
Any updates on the grounds, facilities that fans or racers will see at either track? Any resurfacing projects?
Well, I mean, it sounds like you may already know.
No, actually, I was just guessing on that.
Well, we are going to be repaving Flat Rock Speedway at the end of this season, both the oval and the figure eight track.
That's exciting.
Yep. So it's an investment for the future, and we're looking at having that racing surface for another 25, 30 years.
In the meantime, Flat Rock is still going to be treated on the top side to provide two groove racing.
Yep, that is correct. We just got our shipment of PJ1 in last week.
All right.
PJ1. What was the other compound that they
Coke syrup
they used at Bristol that caused all those tire problems?
Well, I don't know, but I hope nobody ever uses that.
Was that the PJ1 or was that the other? I don't know. Anyways, you don't have tire problems there, do you, at Flat Rock?
Not to that extent, no.
Okay. You knew what I was talking about then.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so before we let you go, let's this weekend, the Raleigh Beal Classic, what are the gate times, gate prices, all that? What's the rundown?
Okay, so we actually have free admission for the practice tomorrow.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, the spectator gates are going to open at 12:30, which is right when practice starts for the USAC Silver Crown Series. And the racing, so heats and features, will start at 3 p.m. Adult tickets are $25, and kids 5 through 12 are $5, and kids 5 and under are free.
And if weather is an issue, where can people? What's the best way people can keep up to date as to the status of the racing?
Yeah, so we've been monitoring the weather as all promoters do, and we don't see we don't see a chance of rain at all. So, but if there are any updates, we have a really cool announcement coming tomorrow that I can't disclose quite yet.
Oh, come on! You're teasing us.
I know. But keeping up to date on our social media outlets, our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, /X, and then our website.
Will I get an email from Charlie about this announcement tomorrow?
Oh, you more than likely get an email from somebody.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll keep our eyes out for that. Definitely share that along. And with asphalt tracks, that's one of the benefits. They don't have to worry about the track getting all mushy.
They dry out pretty quick.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, good luck this weekend and this season at both Toledo and Flat Rock. And nice to have you on board. And hope you have a great season at both tracks.
Thanks for spending some time with us, Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys for inviting me, and thank you for the kind words. And again, I apologize for the delay, but I guess that's part of being a racetrack promoter. So,
is the ice machine
see
fixed?
You guys out at the ice machine? We stood there and waited for it to make a round, and it is dumping ice, so we're good.
All right. So you don't have any emergencies as of right now to take care of?
Nope. I'm going to go to bed tonight with no emergencies on my mind.
Oh boy!
All right, man. Get some rest. You got a big weekend coming up.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
We'll see you. There you go. Brandon Habby, the GM and marketing director there for Toledo and Flat Rock Speedways. Go ahead.
Scott, I've seen a lot of hashtag DCRs,
yes,
but
I was
not so many hashtag Big Ds.
Just was going to mention that. You can enter both of these, hashtag Big Ds, to win the Fremont Speedway tickets. We're going to do that drawing here in just a little while, and you probably should keep listening to find out if you win, because we'll tell you what you need to do to get those tickets. And then we also still have the hashtag DCR to win the sticker. So a lot of people are entered the win. Well, here, I can tell you exactly. We have 39 people entered for the sticker and only 20 for the Big Ds. So it's,
let's get those hashtag Big Ds going.
Yeah, if you want some Fremont Speedway tickets.
And it'll be a good show this weekend.
Because Ron's going to be there debuting in his dirt truck.
With the AFCS
truck,
sprint cars.
So the AFCS trucks, hashtag Big Ds, just like it is on the screen, Big DS, no apostrophe, and that will get you in there to in the drawing for those tickets. Let's do some of the racing news we missed. We have some good video, too, that was definitely worth getting to that we skipped over last week, unfortunately. But first, we'll start off with this.
Latest racing news.
As Brandon actually just mentioned, the ARCA Menard Series Championship race at Toledo Speedway on August 5th will have a local flavor of Owens Corning. They announced on Tuesday that they would be the title sponsor of the event. Actually, this was last Tuesday. The Owens Corning 200 will be the third consecutive year ARCA crowns its season-long champion. There's the answer to my question at the Glass City Speedway, at Toledo Speedway there. So that's pretty cool. Brandon Shepard, the winningest driver in the World of Outlaws late model series history and four-time series champion, will be making his debut in World Racing Group's sister series when he climbs into a sprint car for the World of Outlaws at Jacksonville Speedway on May 1st. He's joined forces with fellow Illinois native and former Power Eye midget champion Jake Newman for his first World of Outlaws appearance.
And that's Jacksonville Speedway in Illinois.
Yes. It'll be Bishop's first time with the World of Outlaws. It's not his first time in a sprint car, though.
I was going to ask about that.
In 2011, he competed in a MOWA sprint car race at the short-lived Shep Speedway as an 18-year-old, and he finished 14th in that race.
I see.
So
and that was 15 years ago?
2011, almost. Not quite.
Yeah.
13 years ago, but yeah. Attica Raceway Park had been warning Facebook users of a fake account that's being used to try and sell fake streaming packages that don't exist. Attica Raceway Park TV is the name of the fake account. So if it's got a little TV at the end, it's not real. It's not Attica Raceway Park. They're just Attica Raceway Park. And the only official streaming that exists for Attica Raceway Park, and Fremont for that matter, is Dirt Vision. So if you see a little link that says, hey, you can watch it here,
Don't do it.
Don't click on it because somebody's going to put a virus or a worm or something on your computer and take your life savings.
Or steal your money.
Yeah, you don't want that. A freak accident a week ago Friday night at Dunedin Speedway. This is in New Zealand. I'm not sure. Is that how you pronounce Dunedin or Dunedin? Dunedin.
Dunedin.
That sounds like... Okay, we'll go with that. Dunedin Speedway. It sent a street stock launching over the protective fencing and into the spectator area. And we got some video of this. Check this out. It's pretty incredible. Up and over the fence and into the spectator area. There's another different view from the infield. Took out a light.
And that wasn't the only car that went upside down in that fiasco.
No, I mean, the car underneath him was rolling, which kind of launched him and threw him over the fence. Luckily, nobody was hurt, surprisingly for that. Nobody got hit in the stands. But that's why we say don't stand by the fence, because
if you hear
something weird like that could happen.
If you hear the announcer saying, if you're by the fence, sit down or get back in your seat.
We don't want to see you get squished by a car that flies over the fence. That nobody wants to see that, really. So nobody was hurt. No spectators were hit. Both drivers involved were unharmed. Even that car that ended up launching over the fence ended up upside down, but he was fine. And crazy stuff there. Starting September 20th at Bristol Motor Speedway, the CW Network will be the exclusive broadcast home for the final 8 races of the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity Series. It originally was supposed to start in the broadcast deal was supposed to start in 2025.
Right.
And for some reason, I couldn't really find why.
What is the CW Network, Scott?
What do you mean, what is the CW Network? Oh, that's right. You're old. I forgot. Yeah. It's a network for kids, or it was.
Yeah. Okay.
But now,
well, and
it's not really a network for kids. It's one of the netlets.
Yeah.
But it's locally here in Toledo, it's 13-2.
Okay.
But they've gotten into the live golf thing. They've been trying to grow their sports programming because I think somebody just took over that network. Not to nerd out on broadcast stuff, but they've been cutting expenses, getting rid of scripted shows, and trying to shift more to sports. And NASCAR seems to be right up their field. So that'll be
Okay.
interesting. They're going to use the NBC crew, though,
All
for
right,
their coverage.
okay.
So
that makes more
so
sense.
it won't be like a whole new thing, but I guess they have new things planned, so they say. I don't know.
road.
Down the road, yeah. So we'll see how that
Okay.
works out. They'll get an early start at the end of the season. Sad news, Bob Labonte, not Bobby Labonte. Bob Labonte, father of both Terry and Bobby Labonte, passed away earlier last week. He was co-owner of Labonte Motorsports and also served as a crew chief. The team started in 1982 and ran full-time in what is now the NASCAR Xfinity Series, racking up 21 wins and 2 championships. Bob was 90 years old when he passed away. So
I think that was called the Busch Grand National Series.
back then, yes. Yeah. With weather models showing hazardous weather conditions and up to an inch of rain in Summertown, Tennessee, the World of Outlaws and Thunder Hill Raceway officials have agreed to postpone tonight's event, scheduled for tonight, Thursday night, to Thursday, June 20th. I believe tonight was actually a rescheduled event.
Right.
If I remember correctly. So, and finally, last bit of news here: the Must See Racing Sprint Show at Sandusky Speedway, originally scheduled for next Saturday, the 27th of April,
Right.
has been postponed. That'll now be on Saturday, May 11th at Sandusky Speedway. And Kaylee Bronson was originally scheduled to make her Must See Racing debut that weekend. And I just talked to the car owner of who she was supposed to be driving for today, because we were going to have her on the show next week. She's not going to be able to make the rescheduled show.
Aw.
But we're going to have her on the show the week of, I think it's like May 9th or whatever
Okay.
that Thursday is. So we'll talk to Kaylee. And she's a Tulsa Shootout winner. She's done a lot
Right.
of things already. So looking forward to that. That is your racing news for tonight. Got to mention Dittman Motorsports, the official Hoosier racing tire for Northwest Ohio. Any kind of race car service you need, he does bodies, parts, whatever, call Craig today at 419-283-8580. He'll even drive your race car for you.
Wow.
Isn't he driving, or truck? I believe he's driving Dan Henning's truck. Are you going to beat him this weekend? It's like the two competing race shops driving
I don't
against
know.
each other. I think he's driven in the dirt trucks before, so he may have a little more experience there.
wonder if they reconfigured that truck so that Craig will fit in it.
Yeah, that's right. He did have problems with fitting in my car. He does have a tall,
Yeah.
He needs like he's
from
the
the-
Flintstones.
from the
poke his
waist
head out
up,
through-
yeah.
All right. If you're looking for wedding DJ entertainment, check out National Award-winning Magic Moment Entertainment, in business for over 30 years. He has no confusing packages. One price covers everything. Ron works with contracts and carries liability insurance. No charge for mileage or dance floor lights. He brings that all with him wherever you're at, as long as it's within Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, or Kentucky. Sorry, listeners in Australia, he might have to charge for travel if you happen to do a wedding down in Australia. I don't know.
Probably look forward to
Probably, yeah, depending on the time of year. Magic Moment Entertainment serves all of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. You can call Ron today for information at 419-594-2261 or find Magic Moment Entertainment on Facebook. And if you mention the Hammer Down Racing Report, you will get $100 off Ron's wedding reception price. So maybe if you do have to fly him down to Australia, you can save $100 there. Or if you're in Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, Michigan, you can save $100 too.
You
and
bet.
you don't have to fly him anywhere. So there you go. That's Magic Moment Entertainment. Let's do our let's give stuff away now. We've made people
Sure, why
wait
not?
too long here. Let's start with how many. Last week's how many was how many Great Lakes Super Sprint 360s were going to be at Waynesfield on Saturday. It was supposed to be the opener. That got rained out, so 0 was the correct number. You picked 24. I was optimistic and went with 25, and that bit me in the ass again for the second consecutive week, so congratulations, Ron. We did have a bit of a tie here with quite a few people guessing 0, so we're going to have to spin the Big D's Pizza wheel. Let me close some of these so we don't have a crash. So bring this up. Okay. So we're going to spin the wheel here. The names on the wheel include Herbie Haynes, Scott Bowen, James David, Matt Swander, Gretchen Knapp, and Big D's Pizza. They all guessed 0. So here we go. For a Big D's Pizza, It's going to be
James David.
James David, congratulations. You got yourself a free Big D's pizza. You have 30 days to claim your pizza from Big D's there in Clyde. Get with Dean Henry or Big D's or myself, and you'll be all set.
We'll make those arrangements.
Absolutely. So congratulations there. No fret if you haven't won there tonight. We still have 2 more chances to win. But before we get to that, well, let's do this week's How Many and a chance to win Big D's pizza next week.
Yeah.
For this weekend, we're going to go with, we're going back to Fremont because we're giving away Fremont tickets.
Oh, sounds good.
So how many dirt trucks are going to be at Fremont on Saturday night?
Ooh, I've noticed some guys who are really scrambling to get their equipment ready. What do you think, Scott?
I don't know. You picked first, so you have to pick first.
Oh, that's right.
If you'd like a chance, here, let me help you out. If you'd like a chance to win a Big D's pizza, just put your guess. Just put a number in the comments of the Facebook Live or YouTube Live. You have until 4 o'clock on Saturday, 4 o'clock Eastern.
That's when the pit gates open.
That's when the pit gates open. So you have until 4 o'clock to get in
and
on
the
that.
grandstand gates.
If you're listening to us on the podcast, on Apple Podcasts or whatever, hit up our video, the live video here, and you can put your guess in, and you'll be in the drawing for that. So there, I stalled for you. You got some numbers.
Going on the optimistic side, 26.
26, okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to go on the pessimistic side because optimism has bit me in the butt the past few weeks, so I'm going 25.
Okay.
I'm taking the number you had last week. No, actually, I had 25 last week. Well, I'm going with that anyway, so there you go. Enter to win that. And last call here, if you haven't typed in the hashtag DCR for the window sticker courtesy of DCR Graphics, or hashtag Big D's to win the Fremont Speedway tickets. So you don't have to use it this weekend. You can, but you can use them anytime throughout this season. We'll have to make those arrangements. But, in order to win, you got to put in hashtag Big D's, just like it is on your screen right now. And we'll do that drawing for the tickets, courtesy of Big D's Pizza, here in just a little bit. First, let's check out our Big D's Pizza racing menu for this weekend.
This weekend, Big D's Pizza Racing Menu.
Attica Raceway Park, Friday night. It's Ballman Auto Group night, 7L Construction Visionary Partners night as well, featuring the opener for the AFCS series.
Yeah.
The AFCS 410 Sprints, the AFCS 305s, and the UMP late models Friday night there at Attica. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:45. General admission is at $20. At 4 o'clock, maybe at 5 o'clock for the gate. So don't check on that before you go. If you plan on going out early, check on the gate time there. I think I might have had that left over from last week. Saturday night, you have some choices here. You have Toledo Speedway, actually more afternoon. The Hemmelgarn Racing Super Fitness Riley Beal Classic featuring the USAC Silver Crown series will be in action. The late model sportsman and factory stocks as well. Gates open at 12:30, racing 3 o'clock. And general admission, I believe it's $26 the day of, unless you get it ahead, then you can save $1. Not going to talk about that one. And we'll go ahead to Fremont Speedway. It's Fort Ball Pizza Palace Future Racers Night, night number 2 for the AFCS 410s and 305s. And the dirt trucks in action. This will be the second attempt for Fremont to get things going for the season because it got rained out a couple weeks ago. But hopefully we don't get too much weather tonight. We're gonna have our first weekend weather pit stop with Ron Miller here of the year.
You don't want to miss that one.
Yeah. Gates open at 4 o'clock at Fremont. Racing at 7. General admission $20 there for that opener. Other series action this weekend: the Kubota High Limit Sprint Car Series, Southern Oklahoma Speedway on Friday. That'll be tomorrow. And the Salina High Bank Speedway, also in Oklahoma, on Saturday, April 20th. World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. It's the Paducah Sprint Car Showdown at Paducah International Raceway in Kentucky. That's Friday night. And the Hobbstown Showdown at Tri-State Speedway in Hobstadt, Indiana, on Saturday night. World of Outlaws Case Construction Equipment Late Model Series, the Alabama Gang 100 Weekend at Talladega Short Track. That's Friday and Saturday, the 19th and 20th. ARCA Menard Series back in action this weekend. General Tire 200 at Talladega Super Speedway. That'll be on Saturday at 12:30 on FS1. The Xfinity Series Ag Pro 300 at Talladega. That'll be later the same day, 4 o'clock on Fox on Saturday. NASCAR Cup Series Geico 500 at Talladega. That'll be Sunday at 3 o'clock on Fox. And then the NTT IndyCar Series back in action. I just read they have they're going to debut a new aero screen, the thing that the protective thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But that's going to be at Long Beach, and that's this weekend. So yeah, the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach in California. That'll be Sunday at 3 o'clock on USA Network. Down under, it's the Production Gold Cup featuring limited sprint cars at Bunbury Speedway on Saturday night. High-Tech Speedway season finale weekend on this weekend, I believe, featuring the Lightning Sprints, Production Sedans, Street Stocks, and Late Models. Actually, that's going to be a Wednesday show, Wednesday, April 24th. So how's it a season finale weekend if it's on Wednesday? Are their weekends different down in Australia?
No, very much the same.
Murray Bridge Speedway, the Osloans Finance Track Championship featuring the AMCAs.
Right. Modifieds.
Street Stocks, Mod Lights, V6 Sprints, and Wingless Sprints, Saturday, April 20th. And that is your Big D's Pizza Racing menu. Let's give away stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see how many we got here. We got 41 for the sticker and only 24 for the Fremont tickets.
Remember,
Again,
hashtag Big
right there on the
D's.
screen. Hashtag Big D's, hashtag DCR. If you already put it in, you're already in the drawing, so you're good. Just last call, though, because we're going to do that drawing right now. You have a little bit of time for the Big D's because we're going to draw for the sticker first. So let's bring that up. Ooh, I don't know which one it is. DCR. Okay, here we go. So 41 entries for the Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. Again, if you don't win, you can always buy one for
And I guess DCR has been mailing quite a few out.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's been busy. He's a busy guy. So here we go for the sticker. Let's pop this off of here for a minute. Shuffling through all the names. Where it stops, only the computer knows. I don't know. James. Well, hopefully James can identify himself. It looks like from YouTube. I always mention on YouTube that it helps to have your full name on there so we know who the winner is. So if you can prove you're James, you got yourself the Hammer Down Race Report window sticker. You have 30 days to claim that from Ron Miller Race Cars.
And we will be at Fremont Saturday. And,
so if you're going to be at Fremont, you can be there. I could bring it out to Oakshade if it's going to be an Oakshade thing.
Get in touch with me, and we can make those arrangements.
Yeah.
No, you won't be at Oakshade this week.
But James, get in touch with me so we can actually verify who James you are.
Yeah. That
would be cool. So let's give away the tickets to Fremont, courtesy of Big D's Pizza. That's going to be this one. It's still just at 24. So here we go. For a pair of tickets to a race this summer at Fremont Speedway, which could be on Saturday.
Right.
To watch this guy over here in his dirt truck debut as well as the AFCS. Here we go. Again, thanks to Big D's Pizza for he's got to actually go and buy these tickets. Herbie Haynes is the winner. So Herbie,
we know what you'll be doing Saturday night.
Yeah, Herbie's going to have to get out to Fremont.
There we go.
Because I think he might be busy on other Saturdays. Possibly.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Herbie Haynes. Get a hold of myself or Dean Henry to organize those tickets for you. So, again, congratulations, Herbie Haynes. And thanks again to Big D's Pizza. I think that's about it for the show. This is a long one.
I'm telling you.
And we didn't even have Lorain Raceway Park show up. So, I don't know what happened to that. There's something weird going on those tracks over towards Cleveland. We invite them on. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll be on. And then they just ghost us.
Yeah.
Do we have a bad name over there? I don't know.
I don't know. The folks from Sandusky still like us.
I think so. Speaking of that, next week on the show, we will have
Somebody.
Chris Mize from Sandusky
Ooh.
Speedway. And, somebody from Oakshade, Chrissy or Pam or both.
Maybe we could have Terry.
Promoters from Oakshade. How's that? We'll be on next week to talk about their season, scheduled to kick off next Saturday night. Sandusky's was originally supposed to kick off on next Saturday night, but with the Must-See Racing race being rescheduled, they're going to now start on May 4th. But we'll still have Chris on next week because we got Butler and Lima to cover.
That's right.
The following week after that.
It's getting busy around here, Scott.
It is. We almost have all the tracks up and running. There's a few that start to straggle a little bit back into May, and we'll get the Cogleys back on with Millstream back before Ohio Sprint Speed Week coming up in June.
We talked about the weather report.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I can talk over that. No big deal.
We forgot the weekend weather pit stop.
Yeah,
I didn't have it on my prep because I forgot we were doing it.
It's going to be okay, Scott. We're looking at some rain tonight. We've taken a lot of rain this week. I was talking with the folks from Oakshade earlier today, and the grounds there are still real soggy, so I imagine most racetracks are, but I think tonight's rain shouldn't be an issue. Tomorrow it'll be a little bit cool. Saturday it'll be a little bit cool, so dress accordingly. We're going racing this weekend, Scott.
Are you going to dress warm?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this will be like tropical for you when you run the hangover race.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. So we should get some racing in. Nobody's canceled as of yet, so things are looking pretty good. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swander, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on X at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. And, of course, listen to us anytime on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. You can always check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. You can also listen there and find out more information on the Hammer Down Racing Army. It's all on there. Rate and review us. Share us with your friends. It all helps us out. Thanks to our sponsors, DCR Graphics, and support them, too, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Right.
We're not making money off of this. We do get this. This is a perk.
Yeah,
we get to drink some victory fuel. So, but we do this because we enjoy it, and hopefully you guys too. But support our sponsors: DCR Graphics, Dominator Race Products, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Dipman Motorsports, Magic Moment Entertainment, and Victory Fuel. Thanks again to this week's guests, Duane Hancock and Brandon Hamby. Again, next week we're going to preview Oakshade and Sandusky Speedway. So.
Good job, Scott.
Almost made it.
Get to a racetrack somewhere this weekend, folks. Dress warm and enjoy.
And we'll see you next Thursday, 7 o'clock, right here on the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You almost made it, Scott.
Almost.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.